Previously on Hunting Hitler.
Bormann's headquarters, Tangier, Morocco. Bormann goes to Tangier to set up the Fourth Reich.
Y fue el alemán el que hizo la torre.
This has all the markings of a military command center.
If Hitler is going to come back.
Weapons are absolutely crucial.
In Buenos Aires, Mandel's bicycle and plastic plants began to produce machine guns, airplanes, bullets, and bombs.
I have explosive detected.
It's detected TNT, Tim.
Yeah.
After the end of the Second World War, there was a meeting between Juan Perón, the president of Argentina, and Martin Bormann in Buenos Aires.
The deeper we get into it, Fourth Reich in Argentina, the more I'm convinced. Look, what we got is a secret Nazi headquarters in Tangier, Morocco. It's connected to Bormann, who was Hitler's right-hand man. We've got a munitions factory in Argentina, which we've now established there was government support for the Nazis. And we've got 10,000 Nazis fleeing Europe, heading for South America. I mean, these pieces are telling a story that's changing history.
CIA veteran Bob Baer and war crimes investigator Dr. John Sensich are overseeing a dual-pronged investigation. While the team in Tangier, Morocco has uncovered a possible Nazi headquarters where a declassified MI6 file reports Martin Bormann organizing the Fourth Reich, the team in Buenos Aires, Argentina has discovered a munitions factory with Nazi ties operating after the war.
The deeper we get into this, it's looking like these people truly believed that they were going to arm, establish the Fourth Reich, and they were going to win this time. The evidence is out there. They were planning something. But they weren't going to simply rearm in Argentina and drive a tank division all over South America. The only way that they were ever going to make this happen is some sort of weapon of mass destruction. And this has always been the dream of dictators. It's always been the dream of countries that have failed. So there's no reason to believe that the Nazis would not entertain fantasies like this. Attacks with weapons of mass destruction do change the game. After the utter defeat of Germany, the only way for Hitler to come back was a giant weapon.
You need to take a look at this. This is a map of Manhattan. This map came from the internal files of an engineer in the Nazi Luftwaffe, the Air Force. It depicts a plan developed in 1944 to bomb the United States, and more specifically, Manhattan Island.
This is chilling. I mean, they had a plan for mass destruction in the United States using a weapon with a kill radius which would have taken out Manhattan.
That's a scary thought. If Hitler lived, one of his principal targets would have been New York City. By attacking New York City, it strikes at the heart of Americans, it strikes at the heart of the free world all over.
I guarantee you that even after the war, they were all the more motivated to hit Manhattan because that was their only hope of ever coming back. And somebody told Hitler that this was doable.
If we know how close the Nazis actually got toward having a workable nuclear weapon during the war, then that brings in an entirely different perspective on the Fourth Reich's actual operational capacity after the war.
I totally agree. And what we have to do now is dig into the database and see how far the Nazis got. Could they have made one?
All right, let's see what we got here. Region is Germany. Nuclear. All right, here's a document from the District Council in Thuringia, Germany. It's a deposition of Claire Werner, and it goes on to say that on March 4th, 1945, a Wehrmacht officer told me that today world history would be rewritten. I was at my window to look over the military training ground in the evening. There was suddenly a brightness like hundreds of bolts of lightning. so bright that you could read a newspaper. Afterwards, there was a very powerful wind. Later, I had, like many residents in the area, nosebleeds, headaches, and pressure in the ears.
This woman is living next to a base in Thuringia. She's standing at her window, and there's this explosion, which fits a nuclear bomb. Exactly fits one.
If we want to know what was going on during the war, we need to send the team to Thuringia.
And I guarantee you, if you can make a bomb and set it off in Thuringia, you could easily transport the same technology or the bomb itself to Argentina after the war.
Let's see what we can find in Thuringia. That's the big story.
Well, this is an absolutely amazing place.
It is.
So I wonder which window was Claire Werner looking from?
In Thuringia, Germany, World War II historian James Holland and Third Reich expert Sascha Keil arrive at the outskirts of a former Nazi training base in the location that Claire Werner claimed to have witnessed an explosion from her window.
Now this is the room.
Thank you. Gosh, look at this.
This is our area of interest.
And suddenly you see this huge flash of light that lights up the room so much that you could read a newspaper from it. That would seem apocalyptic. When you're thinking of the Second World War, bombs, you're thinking of a huge eruption of debris and grit and certainly lots of smoke. But you're not expecting blinding flash of light and mushroom clouds. So we need to find out what was going on here in Thuringia.
I brought you something from the military archive. We found some aerial photos. This one is from 1944, and this one 1 year later.
Looking at it, you can see the blast damage. This dark area here, this sense of spread kind of pushing out. The 1944 picture, the area in question is nice and clear. The one that follows a year later, there's a blast that's spread out from a kind of epicenter. So where is that blast area? We're standing in the middle of a castle, which is on a hill surrounded by trees. Boom, there. There's our castle, there's our surrounding of trees. And then if I look out this window, what I'm looking at is a long, narrow, wooded ridge. Long, narrow, wooded ridge. So if I'm here and I'm looking out through there, my view is sort of across there. That's our area.
We have to go there.
We sure do. If our photo analysis is correct, that epicenter is just there. And so you can see the land drops, so that's going to shield a lot of the blast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here we go. This is it. Here's our track.
Yeah. This is the deepest point.
Look at it. It's basically empty.
Nothing all around, 360 degrees. There's like a hidden crater.
I mean, it's just the perfect place to do it because A, we know this is a military training area in the 1940s, and B, it's a pretty safe, secluded area. You know, your blast is going to be absorbed by these ridges all around us. So it's all starting to stack up.
Oh, look. Mr. Rybienski. I had a phone call.
Okay.
And we meet here.
The team makes contact with George Rybienski, a historian who has spent his career studying the wartime history of the Nazi training base in Thuringia.
Do you know about this explosion?
Ja, was wissen Sie über die Explosion hier?
Also man weiß auf jeden Fall, dass diese Explosion stattgefunden hat.
It says that the people researching here certainly know that there was an explosion in March 1945. And he said that it was a complete new technology.
We've seen the spread on the photographs. People have been talking about nosebleeds and things. I mean, what's the damage?
They brought here test persons, slave workers from the nearby concentration camp in the north, to see what damage on the human body the explosion causes. An eyewitness worked here as a slave worker, forced by the SS. He was forced to collect the dead bodies, about 600 human beings that died here in the test field.
Oh, that's horrible. Really horrible.
And this is known. We are documents.
What do you think was being tested here?
Also eine klassische Atombombe, so wie wir sie von Nagasaki kennen oder von Hiroshima, kann hier nicht explodiert sein.
This was not the test field and the place where a classic atomic nuclear bomb exploded. But he's sure that a mini nuclear tactical weapon had its ignition here.
It makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, thinking about German scientists, physicists creating an atomic bomb.
But what I want to know is, were the nuclear experiments in this base undertaken by a rogue physicist, or were they something more sinister, an essential part of the Nazis' military strategy in the final days of the war?
So we know this area has been a military area for kind of over 100 years. How important was it to the Nazis in 1945?
What we know definitely is that they built tunnel systems for weapon productions.
And these tunnels, they still exist?
Yes. All the resources, military staff was brought here and just here. So it was a most important project from late 1944 to the end of the war.
So did Hitler ever come to this area?
There are rumors that he was seen here. They saw convoys with his escorts and limousines.
Gosh, that's amazing. Wow. Clearly something big was going on here.
The team needs to keep digging in Thuringia. But in the meantime, I've come across an extremely interesting document that relates to Nazi nuclear technology after the war.
With the investigation underway in Thuringia, Germany, Bob and John turned their focus to the Nazis' ability to potentially build a weapon of mass destruction after the war.
It's from the 6th of December, 1946. And it was produced by a Captain Harry Sperber. He was a United States Army translator at the Nuremberg trials. Captain Sperber expressed the personal opinion that Hitler is alive and directing atomic bomb experiments in Argentina.
If Hitler wanted to build a bomb after the war, he would have gone to Argentina. The place to go. Got the support of the government, you got Germans, you got money, you got wide open country that's absolutely ideal. This is giving Hitler a reason to keep going, is this bomb. Now the question is, what's there in Argentina that's going to substantiate this, if anything?
Let's see.
There we go. U.S. State Department Decree 9-697 of May 17, 1951 creates a new atomic energy plant at Bariloche under direct control of President Perón. Look, John, Bariloche.
It was a hotbed for Nazis in Argentina.
Earlier in the investigation, we found Nazi community in Bariloche.
Hundreds of Nazis came here at the end of World War II.
We found the Analco house could have been a safe house for Hitler.
We're not talking about a small property. We're talking a mansion 40 miles away from anywhere.
With guard towers, this place was a Nazi stronghold in Argentina. So why does Perón set up a nuclear energy plant nearby, potential safe haven for Hitler? It's no accident here. If it was a benign nuclear program, you put it through a university in Buenos Aires. You do not set it up in the Andes Mountains in a German community. That makes no sense at all. Argentina cannot jumpstart a nuclear program. They need experts. They had to bring in people that knew about fission and fusion and the rest of it.
See what we can find here. So look here. 1st of June, 1948. The following information was given to the preparing officer by Dr. Richter. In 1937, I was in charge of a research laboratory connected to Thuringia, Germany. In May 1948, I was invited officially by the Argentine government to Argentina in order to do some work in nuclear reactor development.
Here's a Nazi nuclear scientist. He was in charge of research laboratory connected to Thuringia, Germany. Bingo. He's invited officially to Argentina to develop a nuclear facility. It's one too many coincidences for me.
I agree. Dr. Richter really ties it all together. Let's get the team back to Bariloche. I'm optimistic that we can find evidence, potential relationship between Bariloche, the Nazis, and nuclear weapons after the war.
When there's this much smoke, there's got to be fire.
I didn't think we'd be coming back here.
U.S. Army Special Forces Tim Kennedy and investigative journalist Gerard Williams arrive in Bariloche, Argentina.
Hey, Federico. Good to see you again, mate.
Good to see you again, too.
They make contact with Federico Palma, an expert on the Nazi history in Bariloche.
We're here to find out everything we can about a Nazi scientist called Dr. Richter. We need to know everything about what this guy was doing, where he was doing it, and what he was up to.
Well, Richter came to Argentina in the late 40s with this big plan of making a nuclear project. He convinced Perón that he will make a nuclear technology in 2 years.
So where is Richter's research center?
Actually, he got himself an island.
He got himself an island?
Yeah, by the lake.
Who gave him the island?
Perón itself.
Yeah, but how does a Nazi scientist just ask for an island?
Richter promised to get Perón this high technology for $3 million investment. In time, that amount kept growing.
Perón essentially was giving Dr. Richter anything he wanted money-wise.
Yeah, blank check.
Tell me about this island. Where's it situated? How big is it?
Well, it's quite close to Bariloche. Let me show you. I have a map of the area here. You can see this is the mountain range. This is Bariloche, and this is Huemul Island.
The team has uncovered that 30 miles south of the Analco house and near the city of Bariloche is the island of Huemul, the possible location of Dr. Richter's nuclear program.
So islands here, here's Bariloche, and we have Adolf Hitler on the other side of the lake.
At Analco, yeah.
That's far enough away for him to be safe from anything that could go wrong on Huemul Island. But then, coincidentally, it's close enough on a good boat. That's a couple hours. This changes everything. Adolf Hitler and the Fourth Reich could have been supervising what Dr. Richter is doing on the island. It is very possible that this nuclear program, this is them starting where they left off in Germany, but right here in Argentina. We're gonna do whatever it takes to get on the island. Can you get us there?
I don't know.
Mate, we have to get on this island.
Well, give me some time. I will pull some strings, make some phone calls.
Get us on the island.
What we got here is a Nazi scientist, and now we find out he goes to Bariloche, where he's given an island.
We need to get on that island and see what we can find.
While the South American team tries to gain entry to Huemul Island in Bariloche, Argentina.
Let's talk about Thuringia now.
Bob and John review their investigation in Thuringia, Germany, where a declassified German document reports that Nazis were testing a potential nuclear weapon 2 months before the end of the war.
There's a report from Claire Werner of what appears to be a nuclear explosion at Thuringia.
And these pictures corroborate the deposition. You clearly have right here what appears to be a giant crater.
That's precisely what it looks like, a crater.
They were testing something there. I'm fully confident of it. The team discovered a vast complex of tunnels. We know it was very important to the Nazis. So what's going on there? Now we've got local historians saying the Nazis were digging tunnels into the mountain. Whatever they were working on in the tunnels, these explosions have to be connected.
These underground tunnels could be some type of clandestine laboratory used to develop nuclear weapons, and some type of explosion took place thereafter. Only way we'll really know is to get the team in there and really dig into this.
We're gonna find something, I bet.
Georg.
Hallo.
Hallo, da sind wir wieder.
Das ist der Beginn der Baustelle.
In Thuringia, Germany, James Holland, Sasha Kyle, and historian George Rybienski arrive at the location of a rumored Nazi tunnel complex, 12 miles from where a weapon of mass destruction could have been detonated.
So where are they?
Directly in this hill.
Goodness me, that's really enormous.
Das sind 25 Stollen.
In this ridge here, there are 25 tunnels of several hundred meters built directly in this hill. And that's just a number he knows. Perhaps they are more.
This Nazi complex was rumored to include multiple levels of laboratories, weapon workshops, and a control center connected by tunnels stretching dozens of miles through the mountainside.
Gosh, it's just incredible the scale of it, isn't it? It really is. I'm realizing that this is not just a little tunnel in a hillside. This could be a major complex. But if we can get in just one of these tunnels, we'll have an even better sense of scale and scope here.
After the war, Soviets destroyed all the entrances. So the idea is to check one after another. Perhaps we find a hole.
Although the Soviet army sealed off access to this tunnel system when they captured this base in April 1945, the team attempts to locate an entry point in hopes of determining the hidden purpose of this facility.
Ah, look, there's a gap.
Wow. But the problem is, it's not enough space for a human being. I have another idea. Let us use this throwbot.
The team deploys a small remote camera known as a throwbot. This technology is used by military personnel worldwide to provide real-time video feeds of difficult-to-access and unstable environments.
Let's have a look.
How far do you think you're in there?
It's about 50 meters.
50 meters?
Yeah. You can see this?
Yep.
This is the ceiling. I think it's about 3 or 4 meters high. It's a huge tunnel. What is this? You have a finished wall. It seems to be a wall of concrete blocks. Back. That's all I can see.
No, you just can't get any further.
No. The problem is it's sealed. So this is the end for this tunnel here.
It's frustrating, but I tell you what, this is just 50 meters of one tunnel. We know about at least 25 here, and possibly even more. The extent of this place is absolutely enormous. The facility here is filled with rubble, but this could have been enough infrastructure to support atomic research labs here in Thuringia. Do we have any idea of what these tunnels were being used for?
This project, it was top secret. It is said here is a planned Führer headquarters.
They were planning a Führer headquarters here?
Yes. They wanted to bring Hitler to the region here because it was better to defend. And the whole Third Reich concentrated here, scientists, engineers, and the army of slave workers. Just this group was 25,000 workers. The question is why? Why concentrate all the best minds of the whole Third Reich when you have no big plans here?
I mean, at that stage of the war, the Germans are just clutching at straws, aren't they?
It was a race, a worldwide race for nuclear weapons, for winning the war.
Fortunately for the rest of the world, the Allies get here in time. The ambition of the Third Reich is laid out for us here. Leading Nazis were just not giving up, because the nuclear bomb is a world-changing, war-changing weapon. One weapon. If Hitler had his hands on that, it's a totally different end to World War II. And it seems he came fairly close.
This is the Wemul Island, just in front of us, where Richter used to have his project there.
That's incredible. It's hiding in plain sight.
On a lake deep in the mountains of Bariloche, Argentina, Tim Kennedy and Gerard Williams have been granted access to Wemul Island, which, according to a declassified US State Department file, could be the location where Nazi scientist Dr. Richter was working on nuclear technology after World War II.
From shore, it didn't look this big.
We are getting into it.
So this is it, Mystery Island. Whatever was going on here, this island definitely has to hold secrets. Wemul Island reminds me a little bit of Alcatraz. It's near a big city, but it's also this secretive place where nobody knows what's going on because nobody's being told what's happening here. There are trees everywhere. This is what happens if you leave a place abandoned on a fertile island like this for 70-something years.
It's a massive building. It's massive.
Okay, it's looking a little more structured.
It's this way, come, follow me.
Okay.
Here you have.
Oh my God. What building is this?
This is the reactor place. There are many stories around this place.
What was inside of here?
It was supposed to be the reactor. Richter was planning to make it very big, but you can tell that this wasn't finished.
Whatever Richter was designing, everything's been stripped. Light fittings, switches, the lot. So all we can see now is the remains. Federico, how many more of these are there? How many more buildings like this?
10.
Are we going up that way or up that way?
No, this way.
Okay. So what we got here?
So this is the power plant.
These are the power buildings?
Yeah, they were planning to build something big here. Richter planned to scale up his project in time. It used to have 3 big generators.
This is massive for the time. Whatever his ambitions for this place were, he thought he required a massive amount of power, enough power to power a city. In the late 40s, early 50s, to develop a nuclear weapon, you need a huge amount of electrical power. The generators would have been massive. So just that logistical operation is quite mind-blowing. This is one beast of a generating station.
The laborers, the manufacturing of it, the transportation of it across the lake. This is a huge project.
Yeah, definitely. And probably out of a Nazi's bank account, or 3.
It is obvious on the island that Dr. Richter had money and infrastructure. That's what we know. It's what we don't know that's scaring me.
So this used to be Richter's own laboratory.
Oh, somebody's taking a hell of a pounding.
It's eerie.
Actually, it was bombed by the Navy.
Bombing from the air.
Yeah.
The bullet holes on the front.
Doesn't make any damn sense. Why would you destroy it? There's nothing natural about the destruction of Richter's lab. It's been blown up deliberately. What was so important to hide that he let the Navy bomb it.
Just solid cement.
Yeah, amazing.
3-4 feet thick.
With view holes to witness whatever's going on in here. Because they'd have had thick shielded glass inside them, I'd have thought.
This is to prevent radiation from escaping. That's how close they were.
And he's punching electricity into here. Look at those. Those sort of things you see on top of pylons. Those ceramic dampers.
It's difficult to discern what was going on here. Is there any evidence of how this building was laid out?
How did it look before it got smashed?
Well, what we have is some pictures. You can see Richter himself.
Well, that's a serious nuclear kit.
He kept asking for those, all that equipment. You know, no, now I need this. No, I need this. No, I need this. That's where all that money went.
And this is a huge industrial complex. I mean, he has everything that he needs to do, I think, anything that he wants.
And that's scary. Richter's laboratory was cutting edge. Top-line technology from around the world. All the machines that will enable him to develop a nuclear weapon.
The Nazis in Germany were trying to do this exact same thing.
God knows what they're working on. Documents tell us Hitler would dream of New York in flames and a new Fourth Reich. And it seems to be coming together. Here in Bariloche. Make of it what you will.
This clearly was a secret nuclear site, as secret as Iraq's or Iran's or anybody else.
Bob and John review the findings from Bariloche, Argentina, where they have uncovered what could be a secret nuclear facility on Wemmel Island, just 30 miles from the Analco house, a potential refuge for Adolf Hitler.
Just taking a look at Hummel Island, some of the pieces of evidence. We know that there's the development of some type of weapon of mass destruction in Thuringia, and Dr. Richter travels then to Argentina after the war for the purposes of this so-called energy plant. There is a lot of electricity being utilized on the island. It's a massive infrastructure, a lot of money, a lot of people. There's just no question about it. There was a nefarious purpose for what was going on Hummel Island.
When you have a nuclear facility run by a Nazi and Hitler could be down the lake, it's starting to tell a story, a bigger story than we started. You have this gigantic body of water and no urban development. You can do what you want out here. At the other end of the lake is the Analco house, bunkers, guard towers, could have been a safe house for Hitler. And then you got Hummel Island, which is the nuclear facility. I mean, this is some sort of Nazi base in the middle of Argentina.
I agree with that, but for Hitler to carry out the Fourth Reich, there needs to be some type of security or fortifications that would provide an environment of overall protection, an outer perimeter, if you will. I would want to look for evidence of bunkers. Are there fortifications? If we could find evidence of 1940s era security measures, I think it's a major leap in this investigation.
Yep.
How you doing?
Good. Hola.
Alan?
Hola.
I'm Gerard.
Good morning. Tim.
To investigate potential military infrastructure that could have protected both Wemmel Island and the Analco house, Tim and Gerard make contact with Alan Hughes, an expert on post-war architecture in Bariloche, and his translator.
This lake is the only transportation between Hitler's home and Wemmel Island, where Dr. Richter's doing his nuclear research. If Hitler was supervising Dr. Richter and everything that he does, the infrastructure has to be in place to lock down and shut down the entire lake. So, I know you have a lot of knowledge and expertise in the area, the geography, and some of the structures that are here. What I need to know, Alan, is what's between Analco and the island. Are there any military structures or a built network between this island and this house?
Por esta zona está la torre.
At the northern tip of this peninsula, there's a tower, like an observation tower.
Es una torre de características, es la de vigilancia.
From the top of it, you can observe 360 degrees around, up in the cliff.
We have to put eyes on it.
The team heads for the location of the tower, which sits directly between the Analco house and Wemmel Island.
Oh, there it is. Gerard.
Oh gosh.
Man.
Is the tower that was made by architect Bustillo. The same one that designed and built Inalco.
The architect that built Adolf Hitler's home.
Built this thing.
Strategically, where it's located, this has eyes not only on what's coming and going from Analco, but it also has eyes on Island Wemmel. Nothing can get through, nothing can get past. This locks the entire lake down.
Yeah.
This might just be the flagship. There might be 3 or 4 more fighting positions on this mountain. This is a clear indication of military infrastructure that could provide the support from Adolf Hitler. There's no telling what else they could have built here that hasn't even been discovered.
Alan, are there any other structures like this around the lake or Bariloche?
Como esta?
Yeah.
Sí, están en el búnker.
A bunker.
Where's the bunker at?
Para allá.
Just around the corner.
This is feeling more and more systematic and strategic. This was orchestrated. This is the Nazis raising a flag saying that we're here and we own the lake. And that island is ours. If the bunker strategically is located in a way that supports this, that's what we need to know.
Tim Kennedy and Gerard Williams are in search of military infrastructure that could have protected the area surrounding the Analco house, a potential refuge for Adolf Hitler, and Wemmel Island, a reported Nazi nuclear facility.
We have to see this bunker.
After discovering a mysterious watchtower located directly between the Analco house and Wemmel Island, they head for a bunker 6 miles away.
Muchachos, ahí está. Ese es el búnker.
You can hardly see it. Adolf Hitler is here overseeing Dr. Richter working on Wemmel Island. He needs troops. He needs security. This bunker could be a defensive position. And we have Analco over here, Dr. Richter with Island Wemmel here, and the tower that way. The only way to Analco is coming by this or by this tower. So a machine gun here with a machine gun there.
Killing field, complete killing field.
As soon as I see the bunker, it is quickly and easily recognizable that they're creating a choke point to prevent people from going to Analco or Wemmel Island. This bunker wasn't built at random. Everything was by design, by a purpose. Was there any records about who built this, when it was built, why it was built? Was there a work permit?
There's no explanation for this being here. If you go to the government, they don't know that there has
No se sabe de dónde vino el material.
Built here.
Nobody knows who built it. I mean, having seen Richter's place on the island, construction methods are remarkably similar to parts of that.
This looks like it was moved right from the island.
Whoever engineered Amul engineered quite a lot of this, I would have thought. This bunker is purely functional. This is there to do something. If it isn't part of the network that's guarding Adolf Hitler, what else is it for?
This was dynamited by the military after 1955.
After the coup that toppled Peron.
Get in here.
What you got, Tim?
You can see piping. Whatever this room is that I'm in right now, Gerard, they had electricity, they had water. It's not a tiny bunker. So this might have been like a headquarters area, maybe communications, talking to the tower, talking to Analco, talking to Woomel Island. It's connected though. You don't build a bunker like that for one night. You don't build it for short term. However long it would take for Dr. Richter to be successful at Woomel Island, that bunker could work and stay in place. They could be there for years. There's a drill hole that's about 6 inches deep. That's 1.5 inches to 2 inches wide.
Part of the construction?
No, I think these are demolition drill holes. I found char marks too. This was explosive. This is guys crawling through this building, drilling into the foundation.
Yeah.
At the juncture points of the support and bringing it down.
And planting high explosives.
A lot of it.
So somebody wanted this destroyed pretty badly. Whatever this was, they've tried to erase quite a lot of the evidence here. They've either blown it up or they've bombed it. Again, it's this pattern of trying to erase things to make sure that history can't be told in the correct way.
1945, you're not going to get any more fortified than this right here.
No.
This could be both defensive and offensive.
The size of this, you could base 20, 30 people on it?
At least. What I see here is the Fourth Reich's blueprint. I know what they did in Misiones. I found their fighting positions. I found the concentric walls. And everything that they did in Misiones, they duplicated here, just at a larger scale. So Adolf Hitler, living in an Analco, has the protection he needs to oversee Dr. Richter giving to the Fourth Reich their new hope, a nuclear weapon. With success here, the Fourth Reich could change the landscape of the world.
Next time on Hunting Hitler.
Were there any senior Nazis who came here after the war?
One killer.
He was a person who lived in the shadows.
There's something strange going on here.
There was a rumor that Juan Keller is Martin Bormann. Is that true?
Bormann. ¿Es verdad?
Does this look like your father?
Esa. Claro.
Bormann's here. Hitler's not very far away.
4 men came to her house from Colonia Dignidad.
Colonial Dignidad still remains today. They've changed their name to Via Bavaria.
How can a sanctuary for Nazis on the run now be a tourist location? They get wind of what we're here for, it's dangerous.